Ranga. My name's Catherine. I'm the Primary Sales Manager for Australia and New Zealand at Oxford University Press, ANZ. I hope you all enjoyed a wonderful and relaxing holiday over the festive season. Welcome to the 2025 academic year. Thank you so much for joining me today for this digital dashboard orientation session for the Cook Islands. I know you have a very big year ahead with the new mathematics and statistics curriculum implementation, but please rest assured that we are all here to support you every step along the way. We are focused on providing everything you will need to implement, teach and assess all curriculum outcomes for years 0 to 8. We want to reduce the administration and the planning time for all teachers so you can focus on the classroom teaching and supporting your students to reach their full potential in mathematics. We've provided a lot more resources in the teacher dashboard than you will need for all of your topics across all of the year levels. You don't need to use all the resources, but we just want to be sure that you have enough to keep all of your high ability students really engaged and challenged across each topic. So there's a lot of choice for teachers, and you can really decide what you want to use for each of the topics in your classroom. You're in full control. Now let's have a look at the Oxford digital platform. I'm just going to share my screen. Okay, I've logged on as a teacher. You can see on the right-hand side, my name is Teacher01. But you'll also notice that I've logged into our staging or our testing site. The reason I'm using this platform today is because I've set up a sample class with sample students within it so that I could show you the experience on both the teacher dashboard and the student dashboard, and we can have a look at some data in the reports as well. When you log in, you will go to, I'll just click over, www.oxforddigital.co.nz, and then you will click on sign in. That will take you to your login page for your teacher dashboard, and that's where students will also log in from. So it's really, really simple. When you first log in, it opens up your library and you'll be able to see all the year levels that have been provisioned in your teacher dashboard. In this example, I'm just going to select year 7. It opens up your welcome screen, and you have the ability to click on read, which will take you directly to the online reader, or you can check your notifications. If I just click on notifications, I can see that a pretest was assigned to my class. All 5 test students, none of them have completed that pretest yet. It's saying 5 incomplete, and it's due on the 21st of January. So they've still got a few days to complete and submit that task. So all your notifications are available via that welcome page. On the left-hand side, you have your tabs. On the very top left, that colourful arrow, if you click on that, it just takes you back to your library page. So you can go back and select a different year level if you wanted to. I'll just click back into year 7. You also have your course tab, your resources tab, assigned work, reports, and then you have your notes and your pen tool, and you can adjust the font size for accessibility. To start, I'm going to click on resources. When you select resources, it will open up everything that's available for the teacher across the whole of year 7 content. So there's a lot of resources available in there. We try and make it really simple for teachers to find the right resources in a really quick and easy format. And there's different ways to do that. You have this free text search. So I'm just going to type in there term. So it's narrowed down all of those resources to 3 different types of term planners. You've got your full term planner, which is the Mathematics and Statistics Aotearoa New Zealand Year 7 suggested term plan, which has each of the weeks the unit from the curriculum, the topic as it's labelled in both our student workbooks and on the teacher dashboard, the focus of that topic, and the specific student book pages that it relates to. So pages 2 to 5 in the student workbook is whole numbers within number structure, and that's what's being taught in week 1. You won't need to use these term plans. I am adapting each of the term plans specific to the Cook Islands academic year, so it will correspond with the weeks for each of your terms. For this first year, we're suggesting or recommending that you don't commence your teaching until the 3rd of February. That then gives you a couple of weeks to log into the teacher dashboard and really become familiar with the functionality and also the content, to do your planning and then be ready to start teaching from that 3rd of February week. So I'll just click back into the resources. If you have composite classes, we provide samples of a composite 6 and 7 class and a composite 7 and 8 class. I'll just click on the 6 and 7 to give you an example. So our authors have worked with the curriculum and they've mapped the units that correspond across year 6 and year 7 and allocated them in the same sequence for both year levels. So you'll see in weeks 1 to 2, number structure, and in year 6, they're doing the place value topic. In year 7, it's the whole numbers. So it allows you to still do your lesson introductions and the explicit teaching across both those year levels consecutively. So it makes it really, really easy. I'm just going to remove that term and we'll bring back all of the content. And then you can see up the top here, we already have some filters available for you. I'm just going to select teacher resources. That's now highlighted so you can see which filter is turned on. And we've got composite learning sequence, the term planners, which I've just spoken about, curriculum planner, how to use mastery tasks, the generic learning sequence, a letter to parents and carers, and then the term planner as discussed as well. I'm just going to open up the curriculum planner. And this is the final curriculum plan for year 7. It opens up in a PDF format and it's based on the refreshed and final New Zealand mathematics and statistics curriculum. The first column in the table is the unit, which aligns to the curriculum, the topic as it's labelled in our student workbooks and the teacher dashboard, the focus of each topic, and then the specific curriculum outcome that is being covered in each of those topics. We've completed the curriculum planner by strand. So it starts with number and algebra. If you scroll down through all of those pages, you then get to measurement and geometry. And then finally, it takes you to statistics and probability. You can easily see that every single outcome in that year 7 mathematics and statistics curriculum has been covered, and I'll show you the topic and the unit that it's been covered in. I'm also going to show you how to use the mastery tasks. The mastery tasks are a really important element of our program. It provides some really engaging and challenging real-world problem-solving tasks for those high ability students. It gives you a bit of an overview on the mastery task at the top of the page. And then there's tables to show you each of the mastery task numbers as they're labelled and how they correspond to the topics in each of the year levels from year 4 right through to year 8. So it's a really quick guide and a great reference for teachers to see which mastery tasks can be used across each of those topics and year levels from 4 to 8. If I just click back to the dashboard, I also just want to show you the letter to parents and carers. I highly recommend you either download and print this out and provide it to students to take home to mum and dad, or you can email it directly to parents. It just provides a really good overview to help parents and carers understand the differentiated nature of mathematics and statistics for Aotearoa New Zealand, because the program isn't designed that every student will complete every single page of their student workbook. It's actually designed in 3 different sections for each student, for each topic within the student workbook, and that's the guided practice, independent practice, and extended practice. So students that are working at below level for a specific topic, they may only do the guided practice within the workbook. Students that are working above level for a topic will do the guided, independent, and extended practice, and they will also move on to activity sheet and mastery task for that topic. So there's a lot of difference between the content that the different students will complete in every single topic. Okay, if I just click off teacher resource, so that's no longer highlighted, I'm just going to click on online assessment. And this now shows you all of the post-tests and the pre-tests across the whole of the content for Year 7. If I want to look at a pre-test as a teacher, I can just click on it. That will open up the specific pre-test. And I'm just going to click start again because that's one that I have already practiced. Click start, and it asks the first question. What is the fraction that is shaded? I can see that's 1/3. So I'm going to click that right multiple choice answer. What is the fraction that is shaded? I can see that that's 3/4. So I'm going to click on that. Select a quarter of the triangles. I'm just going to start to click on the answers and not intending to get them right. I want to be able to see some incorrect answers in this practice test as well. Again, just click on any answer. I can see that that's a half. I'll get that one right. What fraction is the same as 1/4? That's 4/12. I've now completed question 8. I click on review. I've completed all 8 questions. I click finish. And yes, I want to submit that activity to my teacher. And that's now being sent to the teacher dashboard, and I will be able to see my results immediately. So I've actually achieved 5 out of 8, or 63%. I've got 3 questions incorrect, and you can see by clicking on the review result that question 5, question 6, and question 8 were incorrect. If I click on those incorrect questions, it will show me what I or the student has selected instead of the correct answer. So I can really go back to that student and support them with that pre-test knowledge. Click out of that. And I'll just go back. Click on resources. And I'm in online assessments. If I wanted to assign a particular pre-test to my students, which I recommend that you do at the start of each new topic, so lesson 1 in each topic, just click on the 3 dots next to the pre-test. So again, I'm going to use that pre-test fractions, and I'm just going to click on assign. Then I'm going to select the start date. So we can start today, and I'm going to make that due next week. I'm selecting my sample class, which is New Zealand Maths Years 0 to 8, and it's automatically selected all students within my class. I could clear that and just select one specific student, but I'll keep it as all, and I'm going to confirm that. I can give the task a name, and I'm just going to call this pre-test fractions. I could write instructions for the students if I wanted to, and I can choose to send an email or just have it appear in the student dashboard. So you can switch it on and switch it off really easily. Click on confirm, and that has now been sent to those 5 students, and that will appear in their student dashboard in their notifications as well. I'm going to unclick assessments, and I'm going to go to lesson plan, and it will display all the lesson plans across each of the topics for Year 7. I'm just going to open one of those up to show you the detail that we provide for teachers. So I've opened up Unit 7, Topic 1, 2D shapes. It shows that it corresponds to the student workbook pages 105 to 108. There's 4 sessions within this topic. They're all 60 minutes long, so it's a 4-hour topic. The learning intention, we are learning to identify and classify regular and irregular shapes, including types of triangles and parts of circles. It has the success criteria, and we recommend that you actually read these out to the students and discuss the success criteria, so all students really understand what it is that they're striving to achieve, and they're responsible for their own learning by understanding that success criteria. We provide the curriculum outcome for the topic, the materials that will be needed if you choose to use all the activities that we suggest in the lesson plan, and then you have the potential difficulties. So the potential difficulties are those most common misconceptions, or those areas of difficulty that students normally have in understanding the concepts for this topic. So there's some really nice activity suggestions that you can do whole class just to avoid those misconceptions or those issues with students, just to give them some additional support. And then we start on the learning sequence. Each topic has its own daily practice activity. They normally are scheduled for 5 to 10 minutes, and they're a whole class activity that's done as a warm-up at the start of every single lesson. In this particular topic, every day you'll play a quick game of polygon or not polygon, point to an item or shape in the class and ask students to decide whether or not it's a polygon. Choose a range of items, including those with curved sides and even some 3D shapes, to challenge students' thinking. And then you move into those 4 sessions with a lot of explanation on the specific explicit instruction across the 4 lessons. Now, session 1 is called pre-assessment, but it is much more than just completing that pre-test. As you saw before, the pre-test probably took me 2 minutes to complete. It's designed to take no more than 5 to 10 minutes for students. There's only 8 questions normally. It's really, really quick for them to complete and answer, and then submit to the teacher dashboard results. Also part of that pre-assessment lesson, or that first 60-minute lesson, the teacher will do a daily practice activity. They will assign the pre-test to the students. The students will complete that pre-test. You will discuss the learning intention and ask some questions to activate prior knowledge, and use your own expertise to observe your students and determine what type of prior knowledge each of your students have for that particular topic. You'll discuss the success criteria and support students in understanding what it is they need to achieve by the end of the topic. You will consider the potential difficulties and implement some of those strategies to avoid those misconceptions. So there's a lot of teaching done in that first 60-minute lesson. It's not just a pre-test. The pre-test will be about 10 minutes of that first session. You then move down to session 2, which is topic introduction. Again, you'll do the daily practice activity, which will take the first 5 to 10 minutes. And then we're doing 25 minutes of whole class. So all students are involved in this part of the lesson. You're using a digital teaching interactive, which I'll show you in a moment as a warm-up. And then you're doing the introductory activity, comparing triangles. All the instructions are there, so it's really clearly outlined for teachers. And then students move into their ability groups based on the results of their pre-test. So they'll either be on, below, or above ability group for this particular topic based on the pre-test results. The on-level students will be working through the student book, doing the guided and independent practice activities on pages 105 to 107. They'll be using the Blackline Master shape comparison Venn diagram, which is in the teacher dashboard. You just need to download and print that and hand that out to students. Concept exploration and skill development. It provides all the instructions for that concept exploration activity. The below level group will be for those same 25 minutes, concept exploration and skill development, exploring 2D shapes. Again, you've got all of the detailed instructions for that particular activity. And then they'll be guided with the teacher support, doing the guided practice activities on page 105. So the below level group will spend more time in that concept exploration, and they will be supported by their teacher to complete the guided practice activity. The above level group during that 25 minutes, they will be moving straight to the student book, and they will be completing the guided and independent practice activities on page 105 to 107. They will also be doing the activity sheet, shape exploration. So you can see there's a different pathway for each of those 3 ability groups, on, below, and above, working through the content for this topic. Same again for session 3, 25 minutes of whole class teaching, and then the students work into their own ability groups for 25 minutes. And of course, the lesson would start with the daily practice activity. And then we go to session 4. This is when the students will complete their post-test. So the teacher will assign that post-test to the class. It will take them about 10 minutes to complete the post-test, and the results will be submitted to the teacher. The teacher will be able to immediately review those results, and will take this time to review some of those areas where most of their students had incorrect answers in that post-test, do some revision and support those students in gaining that knowledge so that they won't make that mistake again. And then it will be the end of the topic and time to move on to the next one. I'm going to click off lesson plans, and now I'm going to click on interactive. This is what I mentioned just in that lesson plan. There's digital teaching interactives for most topics. I'm going to click on interactive for fractions. These are really fun activities to do whole class on your interactive whiteboard or screen, and bring individual students up to practice these questions in front of the whole class, and sort of guidance by the teacher to support them and to help them with each of those activities. So the first activity is match the fractions below to their equivalent visual fractions. So it's telling me that it's 4/8, and the equivalent of 4/8 is 1/2, or 8/16. And then I'm not even going to try to get this one right. I'm just adding anything in there. Once it's completed, we can check the answer, and it immediately tells you this one is correct and these are both incorrect. That would be a great opportunity for the teacher to do some revision and support students with the correct answer and how they got to that correct answer. You can change it and then ask another student to come up to the whiteboard and they can have a go at these particular activities. So it's a really good whole class interactive as a topic introduction. I'll now go to the answer resources. So you're provided with answers to the activity sheets, answers to the mastery tasks, and answers to the student book pages. So we've provided everything the teacher needs across that topic. I'll take the highlight of answer resources and I'll move to additional learning resources. And this includes activity sheets, it includes the mastery tasks, and it also includes the Blackline Masters. So let's open up a mastery task. So the mastery tasks are extension or really challenging real world problem activities or tasks. They're scaffolded, so they do become more difficult as you work through the questions from 1 to 2, etc. And they're low floor, high ceiling activities. So some students may just complete the first question. Others will be able to work through to the last or the most difficult extension task on that mastery task. If your students aren't at the above level for that particular topic, you don't need to do the mastery task. These are designed as extension activities, more challenging than the workbook activities, and they're designed for those higher ability students to really engage them and to help them reach their full potential. The Blackline Masters, these are all designed to save you time, so you don't have to create any resources. They're all downloadable and printable, and you can hand those out to your students. And they're all referenced in the lesson plans as well, so you'll know which Blackline Master to print for which topic. And then the activity sheets. They're really engaging activities. Again, not all students will complete the activity sheets. It's normally designed for the on and above ability groups. The below level students will be really focused on acquiring the knowledge and skills for the topic, being guided through that guided practice with their teacher. And then some will also move on to the independent practice and potentially the extended practice as well. So not all students will do these activity sheets. So that's all of the resources across Year 7. And we can now have a look at some assigned work. I'm just going to go back into my library and I'm just going to click on Year 1 just to give an example at a different year level. As soon as I log in, I've got my online reader and I've got my notifications. If I click on the notifications, again, I can see that 3 students have completed my most recent assignment. 2 are still incomplete. It was the post-test number patterns that was assigned to them. If I click on the students, I can see student 3, student 1, and student 2 have all completed and submitted that. Students 4 and 5 are yet to submit that task. And I'm just going to go to the course tab, and you can see that all of the units are displayed across Year 1 topic. I'm going to click on Unit 5 and I'm going to go to Topic 1, Number Patterns. If I use the arrow at the bottom of the screen saying Next, it's going to show me the resources that are available for that particular topic. I've got the lesson plan, the interactive, the activity sheet, how many, and I've got a black line master 0 to 99 chart. If I click on the next button, it takes me to the number patterns, counting by 2s and counting by 10s. I could also click over to the book view, which displays that exactly as the student will see in their workbook in front of them. Or I could close that book view, and again I could have the slide view just displaying that first guided practice activity. In the call out boxes, we use the native New Zealand animals to provide tips to students. They also ask questions to support activation of prior knowledge. So this one's saying, can you find any patterns? While I'm in this particular topic 1 of Unit 5, if I was then to click on resources, it's now not taking me to all resources. It's taking me to the resources just for that specific topic 1 of Unit 5. I have the pre-test, so I can click on those dots and let's assign that pre-test to my students. I'm going to select the start date, the end date. I'm going to do all students in my class, and I'm going to confirm. So that's now been sent. Now, if I click over to my student profile, so I'm logged in as student number 4, and I'm going to click on my Year 1 student workbook. And I have my notifications. I can click on my notifications and I can see exactly what my teacher has assigned for me. Or alternatively, I can go straight to assigned work. And again, all of my assignments or tasks are listed with the dates that it was assigned and also the date that it's due. You can see anything that's been completed or anything that is yet to be completed and is still overdue. It's past the due date. I can click on the pre-test for topic 1, number patterns. So this has been assigned by my teacher, so I now would like to complete that. So count by 1s, count by 2s, Mr. Box, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. Count by 10s. And next, count forwards by 2. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm going to select 5, 6, 7 to get an incorrect answer there. Count backwards by 2s. So again, I'm going to select an incorrect answer. Count backwards from 20. Hit next. Count forwards by 2. Hit next. Forwards by 10. And now that's the last question. I'm going to select review. I've answered all 8 questions and I hit finish. And yes, I would like to submit that to my teacher. And that has now been submitted. So as a student, I can now see that I got 5 correct answers out of 8, or 63%. I got 3 incorrect answers. And I've attempted And there were no questions that I didn't attempt. I did answer every single question. So if I have a look at the reports for my own work, I can see that I've completed the post-test for Unit 4 and achieved 100%. In Unit 5, my post-test result was 65%. I can click to view more, and it'll actually show me the pre-test and post-test for each topic within that Unit 5. So far I've only completed 2, a pre-test and a post-test. I've still got additional assessments to complete for that topic. So that's from the student perspective. If I now click back to the teacher, and I'm going to have a look at reports, and I'm going to select my class. You can see the results for all units and for the students that have completed the results so far. So there's some results in Unit 1. Majority of results are across Unit 4 and Unit 5. I can look at Unit 5. I'm going to click on View. Now I can see the pre and post-test result for all of my students for each of the topics within Unit 5. So in number patterns, all of my students' results are there. They're color-coded in the ability groups for the pre-test. So student 1 was in the below level group, student 2, the above level group, and student 3 and 4 were both in the on level ability group. In the post-test, student 1 was able to achieve 80%, student 2 achieved 20%, and student 3 achieved 35%. I can use the arrow to click through to the next screen, and it will keep on bringing up additional results for each student. I can see student 4 has achieved 65% in that post-test. Back to the general view, where I have the average result across all of the post-tests for each unit for each student. So in Unit 4, across all the post-tests completed, the class average is 79%, and I can see that student 1 is working at above ability level, achieving 70% for that unit. Student 2 is right on target for curriculum level, achieving 50%, and students 3, 4, and 5, again, are all green. They're all above level for financial mathematics. However, in algebra, my class find algebra much more difficult, and my class average is only 37% across that post-test. Student 1 and student 4 are in the on-level group. Student 2, student 3, and student 5, unfortunately, are all below curriculum level for algebra. So I'll need to do a little bit more revision. I'll need to work with my whole class to ensure that everyone can be successful in algebra. I can also use the content area, and I will choose algebra, and that will bring up the results for algebra. And then I could use the inter-year level if I had that connected for my class. If I go back to the courses tab, and again, I'll go back to number patterns in algebra. I was up to teach. I've done the pre-test. It's now displaying the guided practice. And again, you've got the content from the student workbook displayed. If I click on the book view, you can see that same content exactly as the students have in their workbook. Click next is independent practice. And then I've got the extended practice. So I hope that has really supported you today, and you've been able to understand all the functionality available and how to navigate the teacher dashboard. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to contact our customer support team, and that can come through to me if it's a specific content question. Just to remind you, if you do have questions or you need support, please go to www.oxforddigital.co.nz, go to support, and you can go to the contact us, or you can use the live chat. Also visit the frequently asked questions. We constantly update these based on the questions that we are receiving for schools, and there might be the response already there for the question that you have, so that you can quickly find out the right answer. And please share feedback. We'd love to hear feedback from schools on how the program is working in your classroom. So I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to meeting you all, and thank you very much for your time today. Have a fantastic afternoon. Thanks. Bye.